Minimum lighting requirements for restaurant exterior pathways are essential for guest safety and code compliance in Florida. The 2017 Florida Building Code Amendment 1 requires exterior pathways to be illuminated to a minimum of 0.2 foot candles at the ground level. Section 1000.1 of the code states that exterior pathways, including guest pathways, must be adequately illuminated for safety. The Illuminating Engineering Society of North America, or IESNA, provides further recommendations. ANSI/WISE-RP 8.0 roadway lighting recommends a minimum of 0.2 foot candles for pathways and pedestrian-only areas. ANSI/WISE-RP 18.1 lighting for parking facilities offers the same recommendation as RP 8.0. For recommended lighting levels for guest safety, a range of 0.5 to 1.0 foot candles provides adequate visibility for safe walking and wayfinding, while 0.2 to 0.5 foot candles meets minimum code requirements. It may not provide optimal visibility. Several factors should be considered when determining the appropriate lighting level. Firstly, the pathway's width and length. Secondly, the slope and curvature of the pathway. Thirdly, the surrounding vegetation and obstructions. And fourthly, potential hazards such as stairs or uneven surfaces. When selecting lighting fixtures, choose fixtures that provide even illumination without causing glare. Consider fixtures with adjustable light levels or motion sensors to enhance energy efficiency. Use fixtures that are resistant to weather and vandalism. Maintenance is crucial for ensuring optimal performance. Regularly inspect and clean lighting fixtures. Replace burned-out bulbs promptly. Keep pathways clear of vegetation and obstructions to avoid obscuring light. By following these recommendations and code requirements, restaurants can ensure that their exterior pathways are adequately illuminated for guest safety and meet legal obligations. A well-lit pathway improves visibility, reduces tripping hazards, and creates a welcoming and inviting atmosphere for customers. It is important to understand that lighting levels are measured in foot candles, which is the unit of illuminance on a surface. It represents the amount of light falling on a given area. Florida Building Code mandates a minimum level to ensure safety and visibility on exterior pathways. The IESNA, a recognized authority in lighting standards, provides recommendations to enhance safety and visibility. Their guidelines suggest lighting levels that go beyond the minimum code requirements, providing a safer and more comfortable environment for pedestrians. When designing the lighting system, several factors need careful consideration. The dimensions of the pathway, including its width and length, will influence the number and placement of lighting fixtures. Pathways with slopes or curves require more strategically positioned lighting to eliminate shadows and ensure even illumination. Surrounding vegetation, trees, and other obstructions can block light, necessitating adjustments to fixture placement and light intensity. Potential hazards such as steps, ramps, or uneven surfaces require enhanced lighting to improve visibility and reduce the risk of accidents. Selecting the right lighting fixtures is crucial for achieving the desired lighting levels and creating a safe and inviting atmosphere. Fixtures should be chosen to provide uniform light distribution and minimize glare, which can impair visibility. Energy-efficient fixtures, such as those with LED technology, can reduce operating costs and environmental impact. Adjustable light levels or motion sensors can further enhance energy efficiency by dimming or turning off lights when not needed. Durability is another important consideration, especially for outdoor fixtures. Choose fixtures that are resistant to weather, corrosion, and vandalism to ensure long-lasting performance. Regular maintenance is essential for ensuring that the lighting system continues to operate effectively and safely. This includes inspecting fixtures for damage, cleaning lenses and reflectors to maintain light output, and replacing burned-out bulbs promptly. Trimming vegetation that obstructs light and removing other obstructions from the pathway will also help to maintain adequate illumination levels. Proper pathway lighting is not just a matter of complying with codes and standards. It is also about creating a welcoming and safe environment for customers. A well-lit pathway can enhance the overall aesthetic appeal of the restaurant, making it more inviting and attractive to potential patrons. Adequate lighting can also deter crime and enhance security, providing peace of mind for both customers and employees. In addition to the technical aspects of pathway lighting, it is also important to consider the psychological effects of light. Warm light colors tend to create a more inviting and relaxing atmosphere, while cool light colors can enhance visibility and alertness. The choice of light colors should be appropriate for the overall ambience of the restaurant and the surrounding environment. The placement of lighting fixtures can also have a significant impact on the overall effect of the lighting system. Uplighting can be used to highlight architectural features or landscaping, while downlighting can provide focused illumination for specific areas. The careful placement of fixtures can create a sense of depth and dimension, making the pathway more visually appealing. The use of lighting controls, such as dimmers and timers, can further enhance the flexibility and energy efficiency of the lighting system. Dimmers can be used to adjust the light level to suit different times of day or specific events. Timers can be used to automatically turn lights on and off, saving energy and reducing light pollution. In conclusion, providing adequate lighting for restaurant exterior pathways is essential for guest safety, code compliance, and creating a welcoming and inviting atmosphere. By following the recommendations and guidelines outlined above, restaurants can ensure that their pathways are well lit and safe for all users. Remember to consider the specific characteristics of the pathway, the surrounding environment, and the desired ambience when designing the lighting system. Regular maintenance is crucial for ensuring that the lighting system continues to operate effectively and safely over time. Furthermore, consider consulting with a qualified lighting professional to ensure that the lighting system meets all applicable codes and standards and is optimized for safety, energy efficiency, and aesthetics. Keep in mind that the minimum requirements are just that, minimums. Exceeding these levels, where appropriate, can significantly enhance safety and the overall experience. Consider the specific needs of your clientele, including those with visual impairments, when designing your lighting plan. Remember to keep up to date with any changes to the Florida Building Code and IESNA recommendations. Codes and standards are subject to change, and it is important to ensure that your lighting system remains compliant. In summary, designing effective and safe exterior pathway lighting involves a multifaceted approach. Firstly, understanding and adhering to the Florida Building Code requirements, specifically the minimum luminance level of 0.2 foot candles. Secondly, considering the IESNA recommendations for pedestrian areas, which also suggests a minimum of 0.2 foot candles but encourage higher levels for enhanced safety. Thirdly, evaluating the specific characteristics of the pathway, including its dimensions, slope, curvature, and any potential hazards. Fourthly, selecting appropriate lighting fixtures that provide even illumination, minimize glare, and are resistant to weather and vandalism. Fifthly, implementing a regular maintenance program to ensure optimal performance of the lighting system. Sixthly, considering the psychological effects of light, such as color, temperature, and fixture placement, to create a welcoming and inviting atmosphere. And seventhly, consulting with a qualified lighting professional to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards and to optimize the lighting design for safety, energy efficiency, and aesthetics. Additionally, remember to document all aspects of the lighting design and installation, including fixture specifications, placement details, and maintenance procedures. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance and upgrades, as well as for demonstrating compliance with code requirements. Consider incorporating smart lighting technologies into your design, such as adaptive lighting controls that adjust light levels based on occupancy and ambient light conditions. These technologies can further enhance energy efficiency and improve the overall user experience. When choosing lighting fixtures, pay attention to the color rendering index, or CRI, which measures the ability of a light source to accurately render colors. A higher CRI value indicates that colors will appear more natural and vibrant. Also, be mindful of light pollution and its impact on the surrounding environment. Use shielded fixtures to direct light downwards and minimize light trespass onto neighboring properties. Consider the long-term costs and benefits of different lighting options. While energy-efficient fixtures may have a higher upfront cost, they can save money on energy bills over the lifespan of the fixture. Finally, remember that lighting is just one element of a comprehensive safety plan. Be sure to address other potential hazards, such as uneven surfaces, tripping hazards, and inadequate signage. It is important to understand the difference between illuminance and luminance. Luminance refers to the amount of light falling on a surface measured in foot candles. Luminance, on the other hand, refers to the amount of light reflected from a surface measured in candelas per square meter. Both illuminance and luminance are important factors in determining the visibility and safety of a pathway. Be sure to use appropriate measuring tools to accurately assess the illuminance levels on the pathway. A foot candle meter can be used to measure the amount of light falling on the surface. Consider conducting a lighting audit to identify any areas where the lighting is inadequate. A lighting audit involves systematically measuring the illuminance levels on the pathway and comparing them to the recommended levels. Pay attention to the uniformity of the lighting. Uneven lighting can create shadows and dark spots, which can make it difficult to see and increase the risk of accidents. Strive for a uniform level of illumination across the entire pathway. Remember that the human eye adapts to changes in light levels. When transitioning from a brightly lit area to a dimly lit area, it takes time for the eye to adjust. This can be a particular problem at entrances and exits to buildings. Consider providing transitional lighting to help the eye adjust to the change in light levels. Be aware of the potential for glare from lighting fixtures. Glare can reduce visibility and cause discomfort. Use shielded fixtures to minimize glare. Consider the impact of lighting on wildlife. Artificial light can disrupt the natural behavior of animals, particularly nocturnal animals. Use lighting that is specifically designed to minimize its impact on wildlife. Regularly review and update your lighting plan as needed. Changes in the environment, such as the growth of trees or the construction of new buildings, can affect the effectiveness of the lighting. The information provided is a general guide and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Consult with a qualified lighting professional to ensure that your lighting system meets all applicable codes and standards and is optimized for safety, energy efficiency, and aesthetics. Always prioritize safety when designing and maintaining your lighting system. A well-lit pathway is a safe pathway. Remember to prioritize energy efficiency when selecting lighting fixtures and designing your lighting system. Energy-efficient lighting not only saves money on energy bills but also reduces your environmental impact. Be mindful of the impact of lighting on the surrounding environment. Use lighting that is designed to minimize light pollution and protect wildlife. It is important to consider the needs of all users of the pathway, including those with disabilities. Ensure that the lighting is adequate for people with visual impairments and that there are no tripping hazards. Remember that lighting is just one element of a comprehensive safety plan. A well-lit pathway is an important part of creating a safe and welcoming environment for your customers. In addition to the above points, it is important to regularly train your staff on the importance of pathway safety and the proper use of lighting. Ensure that staff members are aware of the location of all lighting fixtures and how to report any problems or maintenance issues. Consider implementing a system for regularly inspecting the pathway for potential hazards such as cracks, potholes, or overgrown vegetation. Promptly address any hazards that are identified to prevent accident. It is also important to have a plan in place for dealing with power outages. Consider installing emergency lighting that will automatically turn on in the event of a power failure. Ensure that emergency lighting is properly maintained and tested regularly. Remember to keep accurate records of all lighting maintenance and repairs. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance and upgrades, as well as for demonstrating compliance with code requirements. By following these guidelines, you can create a safe and welcoming pathway for your customers and protect your business from liability. In addition to the foot candle requirements mentioned, consider the uniformity ratio of the light. This refers to the ratio between the average illuminance and the minimum illuminance on the pathway. A lower uniformity ratio indicates more even lighting, which is desirable for safety. For example, a uniformity ratio of 31 means that the average illuminance is no more than 3 times the minimum illuminance. Aim for a low uniformity ratio to minimize dark spots and shadows. Furthermore, explore the use of lighting controls to optimize energy efficiency. Occupancy sensors can automatically turn lights on when someone enters the pathway and off when it is unoccupied. Daylight sensors can dim the lights when there is sufficient natural light available. Timers can be used to schedule the lights to turn on and off at specific times of the day. These controls can significantly reduce energy consumption without compromising safety. When designing the lighting system, consider the color temperature of the light. Color temperature is measured in Kelvin, and it describes the color appearance of the light. Warmer color temperatures, such as 2700 Kelvin to 3000 Kelvin, produce a yellowish light that is often perceived as more inviting and relaxing. Cooler color temperatures, such as 4000 Kelvin to 5000 Kelvin, produce a whiter light that is often perceived as more energizing and focused. Choose a color temperature that is appropriate for the ambience you want to create. In addition to color temperature, also consider the color rendering index, or CRI, of the light. CRI measures the ability of a light source to accurately render colors. A higher CRI value indicates that colors will appear more natural and vibrant. Aim for a CRI of 80 or higher for optimal color rendering. When selecting lighting fixtures, look for those that are rated for outdoor use. Outdoor rated fixtures are designed to withstand the elements such as rain, snow, and sunlight. They are also typically more resistant to corrosion and vandalism. Pay attention to the ingress protection, or IP, rating of the fixture. The IP rating indicates the level of protection against dust and water. For example, an IP rating of 65 means that the fixture is protected against dust and water jets. Choose a fixture with an IP rating that is appropriate for the environment in which it will be used. Consider the mounting height of the lighting fixtures. The mounting height will affect the distribution of light. High mounting heights will generally provide a wider distribution of light, while low mounting heights will provide a more focused distribution of light. Choose a mounting height that is appropriate for the width of the pathway and the desired level of illumination. When installing the lighting fixtures, be sure to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. It is important to hire a qualified electrician to ensure that the wiring is done safely and correctly. Regularly inspect the lighting fixtures for signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged or worn fixtures promptly. Keep the lighting fixtures clean. Dust and dirt can reduce the amount of light that is emitted from the fixtures. Clean the fixtures regularly with a soft cloth. Trim any vegetation that is blocking the light. Overgrown vegetation can reduce the amount of light that is reaching the pathway. Regularly trim the vegetation to ensure that the pathway is adequately illuminated. It is important to document all aspects of the lighting system, including the fixture specifications, the mounting heights, the wiring diagrams, and the maintenance records. This documentation will be helpful for future maintenance and repairs. By following these guidelines, you can create a safe, welcoming, and energy-efficient pathway for your customers. Remember to prioritize safety, energy efficiency, and environmental responsibility in all aspects of your lighting design and maintenance. In addition to these considerations, it is important to be aware of the potential for light pollution. Light pollution is the excessive or misdirected use of artificial light. It can have a negative impact on the environment, human health, and the enjoyment of the night sky. To minimize light pollution, use shielded lighting fixtures that direct light downwards. Avoid using overly bright lighting fixtures. Turn off lights when they are not needed. Consider using motion sensors to turn on lights only when someone is present. By taking these steps, you can help to reduce light pollution and protect the environment. It is also important to be aware of the potential for glare. Glare is the excessive brightness that can cause discomfort and reduce visibility. To minimize glare, use shielded lighting fixtures. Avoid using overly bright lighting fixtures. Position the lighting fixtures so that they are not shining directly into people's eyes. By taking these steps, you can help to reduce glare and improve visibility. Consider the use of adaptive lighting controls. Adaptive lighting controls can automatically adjust the light levels based on the time of day, the weather conditions, and the presence of people. These controls can help to save energy and improve safety. When designing the lighting system, it is important to consider the needs of all users of the pathway, including people with disabilities. Ensure that the lighting is adequate for people with visual impairments and that there are no tripping hazards. Consider the use of tactile paving to provide a warning to people with visual impairments. Tactile paving is a textured surface that can be detected by a cane or by foot. It can be used to indicate the edge of a pathway or the presence of a hazard. Regularly inspect the pathway for potential hazards. These hazards may include cracks, potholes, or uneven surfaces. Repair any hazards promptly to prevent accidents. Keep the pathway clear of debris. Debris can create a tripping hazard. Regularly sweep the pathway to remove any debris. In addition to these considerations, it is also important to be aware of the potential for vandalism. Vandalism can damage lighting fixtures and create a safety hazard. To prevent vandalism, use vandal-resistant lighting fixtures. Install security cameras to deter vandals. Regularly inspect the lighting fixtures for signs of vandalism. Repair any damage promptly. Consider the use of landscaping to enhance the safety and security of the pathway. Landscaping can provide a barrier to prevent access to the pathway. It can also be used to create a sense of enclosure, which can make people feel safer. By following these guidelines, you can create a safe, welcoming, and attractive pathway for your customers. Remember to prioritize safety, energy efficiency, and environmental responsibility in all aspects of your lighting design and maintenance. And finally, document everything.